Hey Denver, Mayor Michael Hancock here. It is now time for Friday Mail with the Mayor. And I know we missed last week. Unfortunately, we got caught up with a lot of things going on in the city post-election. We didn't get a chance to sit down and do our normal taping. So we're going to try to get caught up. We had a lot going on in the city of Denver. This is the weekend before Thanksgiving holiday. And so though we'll be back with a holiday message early next week, I want to wish everyone a very special weekend and certainly a very special holiday as we embark upon Thanksgiving holiday season. So let's talk about the election. A week ago, Tuesday, we had a midterm election. Colorado, more than any state in the nation, made a very strong statement in terms of our values. And I want to congratulate all the winners, Governor-elect Jared Polis, Secretary of State-elect Jena Griswold, our Attorney General-elect, Mr. Weiser. Congratulations to you. What a wonderful sweep. All the women who were elected to the state legislature, I'm pretty excited about how the legislature is stacked up. I think it's going to be good for Denver. I think it's going to be good for Colorado. We're pretty excited about all of those elections taking place. And so we want to welcome everybody who has been elected. We look forward to working with you from Denver, Colorado. We want to thank Denverites as well, who went to the ballot and made some very difficult decisions. You decided, yes, we should take portion of our sales tax and invest in our parks and open space, in mental health, as well as scholarships for our children who aspire to go on to college. Great decisions by the people of Denver. Congratulations. Thank you for going to the polls. I think we had a record turnout throughout the state of Colorado, and we certainly saw a robust turnout here in Denver, Colorado. So I just want to thank everyone. One of the other things we want to talk about is during that last week, I got a Facebook question from Lloyd, and Lloyd asked me the question, sadly, the city government is going to make this an opiate epidemic even worse than it already is today. And Lloyd, we may have already talked about this, but I want you to know that we have a challenge with the opiate epidemic all over the country. Denver has joined in on lawsuits that are taking place across the country against pharmaceuticals and manufacturers on opiates. As you see, our chronically homeless that we have in our city, the challenge has been exacerbated by those who have serious addiction to opiates, and methamphetamines are a major concern, particularly here in Denver, Colorado. But we take this very seriously, and that's why we have stepped up our game with regards to our lawsuits, but also in partnering with Denver Health and Hospitals to create a 24/7 drop-in, on-demand center that will be opening up very soon. But we've also hired peer navigators to help people access services, and we are looking at some other innovative options to help serve those who are really sick in our city. So I just want to share with you that we are doing everything we can at this point in time, just like every other city across this country, to meet this challenge head on. But it's one that, quite frankly, I can tell you has a lot of the cities, both rural and urban, kind of figuring out, boy, we're going to have to devote a lot of resources because the illness is pervasive in our community. So I want to thank you, Lloyd, and I want to tell you that we appreciate you writing in. One of the other things that I announced this week was I ordered my finance team to take a look at potentially raising the minimum wage within city facilities to $15 an hour. And we received quite a bit of conversation from people on Facebook and Twitter about this. And I want to just share with you what's behind this. So while our unemployment rate in Denver is really record low unemployment rates, one of the things that we do know is that our wage has not kept up with the cost of living. As growth has jumped on the city at unprecedented levels, and we have more companies here, we have more jobs here, people are going to work, but we have seen that our wages have only steadily crept up and certainly have not kept pace with cost of living. I have recently been meeting with city employees, and I've sat and I've listened. I've listened to the challenges that they have making ends meet in this economy. And though they're glad to be in a city where they can find a job and it's vibrant, one of the things that's becoming pretty clear is that the lack of, or the continuation of wage stagnation in our city. And by the way, this has been going on in this nation for over 30 years now. I mean, you can look at study after study. Wages have not kept up with the cost of living anywhere in this country, and certainly Denver is hurting from that. And so I know many people have weighed in, but I took one particular Facebook question that was posted, and it comes from Greg. And Greg says, hey, I really don't understand this $15 per hour thing that's going around. It's like someone came up with this magic number, and that's suddenly the new living wage everywhere. He asked, have you done any studies to determine if $15 an hour is a living wage in Denver. Greg goes on to talk about the fact that Colorado changed the law and that we will creep toward $12 an hour by 2020. And Greg, I have supported increasing in the minimum wage in the state of Colorado for now 2 consecutive cycles at the legislature on this. When $12 an hour came out, I remember the first thing I said to my team, really, is that enough? Knowing that our cost of living was escalating in Denver, not believing that $12 was enough to get people going forward. But to answer your question directly, yes, we continue with analysis after analysis to determine what is a livable wage. And what has been determined in one of the most recent studies is that a family of 4 with 2 persons working full-time at a wage rate of $15, that family would be just above the 60% AMI or area median income in the city of Denver. That is what we consider as a key metric for affordability within other programs in the city of Denver, and certainly within the Mayor's Equity Program in the city of Denver. If you're at 60%, we consider that what we call our workforce housing community, and that is our greatest need, and that's where people are struggling the most. And so $15 has been that line where we try to get people to so that they can at least be competitive in this economy. So Greg, I want to thank you for writing in. I've gone on way too long. We're out of time. I'm getting the signal that we're out of time. But let me thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We'll talk about Thanksgiving, really with a Thanksgiving message. And with all that's going on, what's happening in California, we certainly send our condolences and our heartfelt prayers to all the people in California who've been affected by this unbelievable, unprecedented wildfire. Today I heard that over 600 people are considered missing following that fire. Let's all lift up our prayers and thoughts to the people in California, the families that are left behind, the survivors that got out who are still looking for loved ones, pets, and have lost their homes. And certainly, again, to the people in Pittsburgh, to the Tree of Life community, and to the folks in Thousand Oaks, California. Our prayers go to you. And as we think about this Thanksgiving holiday, and I'll be back next week to talk about it, let's remember everyone in this nation, everyone in this world, as we are facing some unprecedented levels of violence, hatred, and challenge. We'll see you next week.